And welcome into the Cardinals franchise first episode of this series in the playoffs. And in very fitting fashion, it will be against not only the division rival, but conference rival Rams. They finished the season 9-8. I'm pretty sure we beat them in the last matchup, but they did beat us in the first matchup. I hope the audio is a bit better than it has been the last few recording sessions. We have a lot more things in the new space now to help try to limit that echo. In the last few videos I recorded, it didn't seem as bad. I've added some stuff since then, so hopefully no more echo. Fingers crossed, but I will find out when I edit these. But the Rams, big game, Aaron Donald. They still have a pretty decent offense, little around middle of the pack, nothing too great, but they have big names that can go off at any given time, and they did find a way to sneak themselves into the playoffs. Pretty much winning the last game, getting themselves over 500 is what did it. Our Cardinals have played pretty well, 12-5, really struggling with stamina. That's been a big problem this year, and considering the fact that our team is the oldest team in the NFL, at least prior to some of the changes we made during the season, kind of makes sense. So let's jump on in here. And talking to the press pre-game, coach, it's not often you have to play someone for a third time, but you're facing a familiar foe this week in the Rams. What are you expecting in this game? Hard-hitting brawl plus to hit power, or play chest plus play recognition? We already have a couple guys on defense that could hit pretty hard. Play rec, I feel, might help out a little bit more, maybe on both sides of the ball. I don't really know if the offense necessarily uses play recognition, but let's go with a chess match. It's going to be a battle of wits. We know them, they know us, and we're going to find out exactly who knows the other team better this game. I changed it. It says this weekend, but we're going with this game. Defensive players on both teams will have a +5 play rec. So it definitely is just defense. Beat the Rams and advance to the next round of the playoffs. That's clearly the goal. Playoff football is underway. Cardinals will be receiving the open half kickoff. Wow, already stumbling around. Let's hope our offense doesn't do that this drive. Dortch gets the ball up to the 26. And with this being a rematch of last year's wild card matchup as well, we're going to be rocking the new unis today. Want to make sure that we are a different team out there than last year. We get a gain of 2 with Mostert. And of course, very similar situation like I had mentioned. Same teams who played in last year's wild card matchup. We go to D-Hop, not able to bring down the catch. However, a different outcome when it came to the regular season. We ended up getting the victory in the conference by quite a good margin. We do get the first down here. Ramsey with a bit of a late hit there on Kyler Murray, but no penalties down. Yeah, we ended up having a pretty strong performance the entire season comparative to at least how the season started, where we were a little iffy. Had to make some changes here and there. Hook up with Rondale Moore here for another first completion of the day. But those changes definitely helped. Obviously, we got ourselves back into the playoffs, and this is definitely going to be one of those years that we've got to make it, or there's going to be a large either way, there's going to be a large turnover come this off season. Really need to get younger. Nice rush there from Derek Young, one of those younger guys. We ended up bringing him in as a undrafted free agent receiver, moved him to running back, and he's been great in our new scheme. D-Hop here gets us down to the 22. But I definitely do expect this team to look a bit different next year. Mostly, I feel like on defense, offense, the key playmakers will still be there. And now he tried to get the spin move, but nowhere near breaking that tackle. Good stop in the backfield for number 7. And that will bring up a 2nd and 14 at the 26. Got a couple different corner routes here we might go for. And instead they kind of get slowed down, but we're going to find a soft spot. A.J. Green out there getting a catch. We haven't seen him much in the last 12 or so games, but he gets us in the red zone. And on 1st and goal, they're stacking the line, bringing down the safeties. We're going to go with a bit of read option. Kyler Murray, and he fumbles with the hit from Donald. It looked like he was going to go down, no problem. It'll be a loss of a yard or two. But then as he starts to slowly spin down, the ball just pops out. And that's been a huge problem this year for Kyler Murray. A lot of turnovers. However, for the Rams, they haven't had that problem. They haven't thrown about, I think, close to 30 interceptions and had close to 10 fumbles. Matthew Stafford has actually played pretty well. 12 interceptions and close to 40 touchdowns. So don't expect him to have too many costly mistakes, but we're going to try to force him into some mistakes. Cooper Kupp in motion. We'll take the jet sweep, and a great stop there from Gardeck. Had, for sure, his best career year this season with, I think it's 21 sacks and a number of tackles for a loss. We are really hoping that he doesn't regress too much. I want to say he's 28, maybe 29, so regression could hit. But he's in here for a sack down at the 2. Hoping that Matthew Stafford would try to scramble, find his way into the end zone, and then we'd get a safety. But either way, good stop there from our defense. Gardeck clean off the edge. No one got a hand on him, and that's an easy sack for a pretty fast outside linebacker. And following a tremendous return on the punt from Adoree Jackson, we're already starting in plus territory at the 31. You really can't ask for much better than that. And we are going to have an easy touchdown. One play drive. Marquise Brown into the end zone. First points of this wild card matchup go to your Cardinals. Just wide open. There's no one, I think, within about 5 or so yards of them. And after a great stop from our defense, 3 and out last time, 1 play touchdown drive on offense. What will the Rams do to answer back? Akers, still with the Rams in this universe. I believe in real life he's asked for a trade. Can't say if that's true or not. I just remember seeing it on Twitter, so you know how that works. Some things on Twitter false, some kind of true. But will be another pass here, and that's going to be a big catch. Van Jefferson down to the 44, up to the 44, I should say. First big play of the day so far for the Rams. Finds one of their slot receivers, I think. Actually, he's playing more on the outside, at least on this formation. And a great rush there from Akers. Breaks first contact, will get a gain of 9. And depending on how this game goes, as it is now do or die time, this could be the last time that we play in this style of defense. Murphy to the outside will get Akers. Nice open field tackle. Only a gain of about 3, but a first down. I have mentioned it a couple times throughout this season and in the Ohio-only challenge that we will be switching over to a 3-3-5 defense, and that one is an easy interception thrown into about triple coverage. That's going to be our star middle linebacker Simmons with the INT, getting it back to about midfield with 24 seconds left in the first. Kyler Murray and the offense will take the field under center with a bunch to his right. Will be a handoff. Mostert in the backfield. Good blocking up front, and he'll scoot forward for about a gain of 8. This also could potentially be the last game that we see players like Ertz on the team. He's a potential guy who we could trade this offseason if things fall where we need him to. Kyler Murray will scramble, get the first down. Decent block there from Kyler. He ran the ball from Marquise Brown. Helped get us a couple more yards, but we got a 7-0 lead early in this game. And to start the second quarter, I was going to come out here with this jet sweep, but I got some guys down at the bottom. So instead, let's come up with our own play design here, and it won't let me hot route because we have that motion. So we'll just run with what the actual play is, and maybe we should have went with that jet sweep. Need to make sure we keep Kyler clean as much as possible. He already was coming into this game with a bit of a stamina issue, so as much as we can keep him upright, the better. Derek Young in open field, and he will kind of get by someone. We don't see him do that all too often. quickly brought down by another Ram player inside the red zone down to the 11. Really wish Madden 23 still had that overlay that you kind of look to see what receiver has what advantage, and there's another hit from Aaron Donald. First sack the last time he hit Kyler Murray, though we fumbled inside our own 5. So really good to see that he did do it this time. I was going to go with this RPO option, but the last time we ran it to where we had Marquise Brown blocking, it didn't go very well, but doesn't look like anyone blocked on that play. Another loss of about 2 yards. So on 3rd and 15, have a couple different options here, more across the middle. Going to depend on how the guys cover on the outside. We're going to go one-on-one, and Ramsey does break it up. That will force on Prater. Again, someone who might retire come the end of this season, so who knows when his last kick will be. But if this one was his last kick, at least it was good. But as the way the game currently stands, going to knock on wood before I say this, we are up 10-0, so definitely looking like we might have another game, but anything can change throughout the course of the game. But there is a sack from Kingsley Keke. Being a loss of 13, Matthew Stafford hits the turf, I believe, for the 2nd time already. And on 2nd and 23, they'll come out with a bunch to the right. And that's about it in terms of receivers. Will be a run. Cam Akers will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Zaven Collins takes him down. So on 3rd and 23, they'll come out with a tight shotgun set. 2 receivers to the left, including Kupp. We'll run a little bit of man coverage here to make sure we kind of got one guy on everyone with this 3rd and long, and we will get the stop. So on this drive, let's try to get a little fancy here. Get it around the edge, Marquise Brown. He's got the speed and not able to get by number 2. Is that Hill? I believe it was Hill. Something was kind of opening up there, just did not have time to find it. Go with a bit of play action rollout here. See who gets open where, and there's not much. Kyler Murray gonna take a couple hits. Luckily he holds on to it this time, bringing up 3rd and inches. And with it being a 3rd and short situation, come out here with the 2 tight end / fullbacks to help lead the way. Mostert with a cut and the 1st down, now into plus territory down at the 40. Considering that I know that wasn't a 10-yard rush, we were probably already in plus territory, but even more so now. Kind of find someone here. Max Williams on the cut, and that ball just barely gets by the defender, and Williams is in. We're going to go up 3 possessions in the 2nd quarter with a made PAT. We'll make it 17-0. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left before half. And with not much time left before halftime, Rams really need to get something going here. They'll start with a fake jet sweep handoff. Number 23 will get only back to the line of scrimmage. And the 2-minute warning immediately hits after the play, so Rams need to turn it up. They do have all 3 timeouts. So they'll come out with 2 receivers stacked to that left-hand side, 2 tight ends to that right. And it will be a pass, going to find Cooper Kupp, but quickly tackled Collins. He's been a monster for us at linebacker this year, laying some really good hits. Has forced a lot of fumbles. Look for him to do so here in this game, but a quick tackle and does force a 4th and inches. And the punting unit is out for the Rams. We'll see if this is going to be a fake, but it is back to the punter, and he does punt it away. Dory Jackson will try to give us some decent field position here. Try to use his blocks. We'll stretch it to the right-hand side. Aaron Donald in will just fall down to avoid a hit late. With just under a minute, we're going to try to run the receiver screen here. We've been able to hit it and find some decent chunks, but not going to work there. But another flag down. Or another flag. I think this might actually be a first flag. And that will be on Marquise Brown. We've seen that happen a couple times on that receiver screen when it just doesn't open up on the underside. So we go to the slant, and it just hits too late, but a goal. Just kidding. It was almost a terrific catch there by Marquise Brown and a great throw from Murray, but Ramsey does end up breaking it up. We're going to need to try to scramble around here, buy some time, and hopefully something opens up, but nothing really. We'll get forward for a gain of 5, making it at least a little bit more manageable of a 3rd down. Make a few adjustments here on the depth of these routes. Try to see if we could hit something basically at the line that we need, and Ertz can't hold on to it. So we will end up punting this one away. Tried to have Murray throw the ball low so he could just catch and slide down with the first, but didn't go in our favor there. But we will get the stop at the 20, and hopefully that means our defense can stop them for 28 more seconds. The Rams do come out with a tight ace formation. They might just be running this one into half, but it will pass. They have a couple different options to the outside. Their tight end, he cuts in and then cuts right back out. Gain of 8. 23 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. It would be good for the Rams to at least get into field goal range, and we end up whiffing on a couple different tackles there. They fell off of each other pretty much. And back to another 2 tight end set. Under center goes Stafford. Again, 17 seconds left, and they probably need at least a few more yards to get into field goal range, and a nice pass breakup there, Adoree Jackson. So he's definitely been a great addition for the team this year. We started off with a pretty iffy cornerback group with just Byron Murphy really being the only real starter out there, but a sack comes in for Gardick, forcing them to use another timeout. That sack will make it a 3rd and 20 back at the 30. 7 seconds left before we head into half. Rams looking for something big here. And they are going to get a tight end to the outside who will get it by at least one defender, break another tackle. But no time left on the clock. We will be heading into halftime here with a solid lead. As the boys head on in to the locker room, take a quick look at the stats, and it's all Cardinals with like triple the amount of passing yards, double rushing, and it doesn't look like any other game has played yet. So we are the first game. We'll find out about the rest as we move on. And kicking off to start the second half, Rams need a touchdown drive. Honestly, I don't really think a field goal does much to boost any sort of morale or confidence or anything. So they'll start going under center. Matthew Stafford has a bunch to his right. Cooper Kupp in that bunch. Haven't seen him make really any big plays so far today, but he is open deep, but instead they go to one of the other receivers, and that was awful. A flag is down though, so the points might not be getting put on the board. We're seeing something here with Higbee. And that is brutal. We'll take it. Rams finally get a huge play. Allen Robinson able to hold on, and even though he kind of got bumped around a little bit, stayed on his feet, got the touchdown, but Higbee held. So instead, they don't get the points. Had a 1st and 20. They got 8 yards on on 1st and 20, making it 2nd and 12. But then they're going to lose another yard on 2nd down with a -1 yard rush. So just not much going in the Rams' favor today. Of course, that helps us out. 3rd and 13, empty set for Stafford. They're going to have a couple different crossing patterns in. Once again, Allen in tight coverage. This time he doesn't hold on to it. And that will be another punt for the Rams. And now it's time for us to just completely take control of this game. We might need to stay away from Ramsey. He does have his X factor unlocked. We'll get a handoff down the middle. Young on the RPO, and that's a gain of about 15 already into plus territory. When we first started this season, our offensive scheme was all over the place, but due to the fact that our offensive line has struggled so much at times, we kind of discovered how good the RPO can be. And it's for sure become a big part of our overall scheme. Go with the jet sweep here, though. Try to get Rondale Moore on the outside. He's got some blockers set up, and there's a flag. I know that's going to be a holding call, bringing this one back. Derek Young looks like he might have been a little too handsy there with one of the DBs. Well, just as the Rams had a touchdown taken off the board, so will we. See what we do here on the read option, and Ramsey bites, which means we're going to have a wide open Marquise Brown with that speed. He had the blocker out in front. That's how you answer back after getting a touchdown called off the board. Put one right back on. Well, this just might be about it for the Rams. They need a touchdown. I've said this on several drives, and they have not been able to get the job done, and we continue to widen our lead, but a great rush there from Williams, his first gain of positive yards today. Now we'll give him a 1st and 10 up to the 39. His 2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. Will be a play action here, and we had a couple guys coming in, and Adoree Jackson will get the pick. But I believe this one is going to be coming back. A late hit on Devin Kennard. And indeed, that's what it looks like. A huge break there for the Rams. An interception thrown. A great play by Adoree Jackson. Fortunately, Kennard just about a step too late. It looks like Kupp goes to the backfield, and they send out the running back to a receiver spot, and that's where they go, and he will get the catch. Gain of about 7. They mark gain of 6. So on 2nd and 4, they'll come back out with that tight ace formation. We've seen them run this a couple times. The 3rd running back in the backfield, as that handoff is a little glitchy, but Allen Robinson in open field breaks a tackle, and then will be brought down at the 7. Simmons gets over there to finally get the stop. That will be the first and goal for the Rams. They do make an audible here. Let's make our own audible. Shade over here with Simmons, and they go back with another audible. Okay, well then, let's send our own heavy blitz here. Delayed blitz. Simmons is in. Also had Kingsley Keke there as well. A late audible for the defense ends up working to perfection. And it definitely seems like the Rams are missing an offensive coordinator, now head coach. You know who I'm talking about. Will be a run down the middle, only about a gain of 1. Bringing up 3rd and goal. Interesting time to hand it off to a fullback. And for 3rd and goal at the 13. Twins to either side. Cooper Kupp on the left-hand slot. And it looks like they're going to try to set up a screen pass to their fullback again. He breaks a tackle, and he might be in. Indeed, he is. Definitely did not look like it was going to be a good play call. Good decision by the Rams, but great execution. The Rams are on the board. And they're even going for 2 here. It is currently a 24-6 game. Empty set here for Matthew Stafford. Had a couple options early, but Fotu will miss the sack. Allen will not. No 2 points added, no points added after the touchdown. And you know that fun time when you accidentally hit the fair catch button when the ball is not in the end zone? Well, that's what just happened there. Derek Young will fight forward for about a gain of 2. Looked like it might have been a loss of 2. But he will at least fight forward to give us a little bit more space here. But there's still not much. And there's not much open here. We have the one-on-one and an interception, because it was not a one-on-one. It eventually turned into a 2-on-1, and Jalen Ramsey made the play. Was definitely a panic throw there from Murray. We've seen that in at least last year's wild card matchup. They threw a lot of interceptions, or at least if I'm remembering it correctly, at least threw a lot of bad passes. But this just might get the Rams back in the game, and oh, big hit there from Collins. I thought Simmons was about to get the INT right back, but he went behind the receiver rather than jumping the receiver. You see it there. Instead, Higbee got the catch, turned, and then got smacked. But there was still a gain of 7, and the Rams still have the ball. So, in total, good play for the Rams. They go with a run here. A nice fill there from Simmons. Their fullback will not really get any more yards. We've seen about 5 different players play the running back spot already today for the Rams. At least 2 or 3 running backs, a fullback, and a receiver. But the defense makes the stop on 3rd and 3. 4th and 1. Do they go for it? Madden's saying that they're not going for it. I would definitely go for it, but I guess make it a 24-9 game. Don't miss out on some opportunity for points. And that's what it is, 24-9, 15-point game. And the last drive here for the Cardinals was the only time the Rams really were able to do much, and largely due to user error. But we will head into the 4th quarter with that 15-point lead. Rams not completely out of it yet, but they're definitely going to need to make some big plays. We'll start with a 2nd and 5, and we're going to switch the play here. We don't need to send Marquise Brown down the field with Jalen Ramsey. We've seen that they can keep up, or that Ramsey can keep up with him. We definitely could have dumped this one off, but I was really hoping the running back would come over and set a nice screen block there. Kind of like a basketball screen, but did not work. Instead, Kyler Murray takes the hit. We'll bring up 3rd and 1, and Mostert will get the handoff down the middle. Great blocking. I mean, just really good blocking. That was a huge gap to run for Mostert. With that fresh set of downs in plus territory by about a yard. We'll continue on here. See what we could get. It's going to be a quick pass to Young. Try to set up the blocks, and they actually set the blocks up pretty well. Young still learning how to read that. Now on 2nd and 4, same formation. Want to let the clock run a little bit, but not overtly so. Still want to play our game. Mostert down the middle for another 1st down, this time inside the 35. Now on 1st and 10, we finally don't have man up completely on all 4 receivers to the right-hand side here. So let's try to set up the receiver screen to Isabella, who will get around the corner and the 1st down, but he fumbled. Luckily, that ball ends up out of bounds. We will maintain possession. But that's definitely not a way to help secure a contract offer, at least in the offseason. He definitely needs to hold on to that. Get Derek Young to the outside here, and a great stop there by number 24 will limit us only to a gain of 3. So on 2nd and 7, inside the red zone. We have a couple different options here, some deep, some underneath. Although nothing really opening up. Murray just going to scramble, get what he can get. And that's close to a 1st down, and the hit there from Floyd or Lloyd will force him out of bounds. I can't remember who 54 is on the Rams. Go for a short underneath pass, but they do a great job of reading our play here. And if that corner stepped up, that's not a touchdown. But he made a bad choice, stepped inside, gave us the edge. Kyler Murray is too fast to give him the edge. We'll basically put the nail in the coffin. See what the Rams can do with the remaining about 4.5 minutes, but looking bleak. And it's almost to the point now that you consider maybe bringing in some of the younger guys, see what they have to do, as it's really not looking like there's much chance left, but some big plays back-to-back like this one to Van Jefferson might just give him a small bit of hope. Matthew Stafford, of course, been around the NFL for quite a long time, has led some great 4th quarter comebacks, but I don't know. I feel like this might be a little bit too much of a disadvantage for the Rams, but they're making some plays. Another 1st down there, Allen Robinson. Under 4 minutes left, and they need about 3 to 4 touchdowns. Didn't want to do the math, so I just threw out some numbers that I knew it would be around. Great stop there from Adoree Jackson, intended again for Robinson. And we'll come out with a 4-receiver set, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Cup in the slot, the furthest inside slot again. This defense has done a great job of limiting his production all night. No big plays, just a lot of these quick, simple catches. And sitting about 3 minutes left in the game, only down to about the 30-yard line, just inside the 30-yard line. Quick pass again, Cooper Kupp, but these quick tackles definitely working in our favor, not in the Rams' favor. Killing a lot of times. They do make an audible here. Their fullback in at the running back spot. About 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and they're just letting it run. It's weird play design, and a big hit. Zaven Collins that's caught and then dropped. That might have been 2 fumbles. Zaven Collins might have forced 2 fumbles on the same play that were then ruled incomplete catches. That's a crazy play. 3rd and 3, 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and that was just a gimme to Collins, who's trying to make something out of it, running around, maybe killing time. Will finally get tackled at the 20. But that is it for the Rams. We'll just kill the time. And we'll see if the Rams even end up calling their timeouts. Mostert with a solid run. Great blocking once again. Gain of 15. And that will send us into the 2-minute warning. Last free timeout there for the Rams. But they're down by a lot. So we'll see if they even end up using those timeouts. We'll just continue to run the ball here. No need to call any knees when we could gain 15 yards, 17 yards in a rush, but no timeout there. So let's go ahead and get on down to that final knee. And as the clock works its way down to 0, there it is, we have handed the Rams a lopsided, revenge-filled defeat in the wild card round, redeeming the Cardinals for how last season ended, where they barely lost the conference to the Rams and then lost to the Rams in the wild card. Not trying to rub any salt in the wounds. We made up for it this year, getting not only winning the conference by a solid margin, but then destroying the Rams in the playoffs. Again, the Rams barely squeaked in, and we really see the big difference here between a 2 seed and the 7th seed. They thought they had us figured out, but we were one step ahead the whole game. Such a great feeling to send a bitter rival home. It's just another step as far as I'm concerned. Every team in the way of the Super Bowl is our rival, so let's keep bringing this passion. Your defense will maintain, or actually no, because this was the other option. So our defense will now get a +5 hit power for the next game. We went with play recognition pregame. Now we're getting a boost for our next game. That was the opposite. But now it's time to find out who we will be playing in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And it will be my rival, the Green Bay Packers. They finished the year 10-7. They have a really good defense. Offense, not too bad. Obviously, Jair Alexander, one of their main guys, but their offense actually, statistically speaking, really good. 4th in offensive points per game, 3rd passing yards per game, 8th rushing yards per game. That's about a top 5 offense. Defense, not too bad either. 11th in points per game, 12th in passing yards per game, and 2nd in rushing yards per game. It's a good thing we don't try to run the ball all too much. Gonna need a way to figure out how to pass on this team. But that'll be the next episode. Make sure you don't skip or miss out on this next playoff game. And make sure you're hitting that subscription button and taking that bell notification to be notified of when these videos are posted. They go live every Monday and Thursday. The state onlys every Wednesday and Saturday. So 2 series coming to you. Make sure that you're sticking around, subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you don't miss either of those. Great game, full of revenge. Let's not lose to the Packers. Make sure you come back for that divisional round, and until then, we'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.